Lewis Hamilton received a colossal penalty after the International Automobile Federation presented new evidence that led to his shocking disqualification at the Grand Prix of China. The situation worsened for the Ferrari team, as Charles Leclerc was also disqualified, marking a devastating double elimination that left the world of Formula One in disbelief. What began as a promising weekend for the team, with Hamilton showing impressive pace and Leclerc fighting for a place among the first five, turned into complete disaster once the governing body initiated parallel investigations into both cars. The inquiries uncovered two distinct technical infractions, resulting in immediate disqualifications, and fans now wonder how a team of Ferrari's caliber can commit such grave and avoidable mistakes. In this video, we will analyze every detail of what went wrong, explaining how the rules were breached, how the team responded, and what this means for the future of both Ferrari and Hamilton. So do not go anywhere. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell, as this is one of the most surprising developments of the season of 2025 so far, and you will want to follow every moment. Shortly after the end of the Grand Prix of China, Lewis Hamilton, who had crossed the finish line in 6th position following a strategy of 2 pit stops, was subjected to a technical inspection by the International Automobile Federation. The issue concerned the legality of the car's undertray, an essential component that ensures compliance with the minimum ride height and prevents excessive wear during a race. The technical delegate of the Federation, Joe Bauer, found that the rear undertray of Hamilton's car had worn below the minimum thickness of 9 mm required by the technical regulations in Article 3.5.9. The measurements were extremely precise: 8.6 mm on the left side, 8.6 mm in the center, and 8.5 mm on the right side, all falling short of the required limit. There was no room for debate or interpretation. It was a clear technical infraction. Hamilton's team was immediately summoned, and Ferrari confirmed that the measurements were correct, stating that all procedures had been followed to the letter, and that the incident was simply a genuine mistake without any mitigating circumstances. The Federation's response was swift and uncompromised: automatic disqualification. If this alone were already major news, especially given Hamilton's reputation and the fact that this is not the first time he has been disqualified due to under-tray wear, the problems for Ferrari did not stop there. Shortly after, Charles Leclerc's car was also flagged for a separate irregularity. This time the issue was not the undertray, but the minimum weight requirement. After an intense race in which Leclerc managed to finish in 5th position despite damage to the front wing, Ferrari installed a reserve wing for the post-race weighing, as allowed by the rules. However, even with the heavier reserve part, the car fell short of the minimum weight of 798 kilograms. With the fuel drained, the car weighed only 797 kilograms. Since the reserve wing was heavier than the original, this meant that Leclerc had raced with a car that did not meet the weight requirement. A very serious infraction given that the car's weight directly affects its performance. Again, the stewards found no mitigating factors, and Ferrari accepted the decision, leading to Leclerc's disqualification. This turn of events was one of the harshest post-race reversals in recent memory, transforming a weekend in which the team had gathered valuable points into a bitter defeat. This was especially painful after the momentum built by Hamilton's growing comfort with the car and Leclerc's consistent performance. It is worth remembering that this is not the first time Hamilton has been disqualified for under-tray wear. Back in 2023 at the United States Grand Prix, he was disqualified despite finishing in 2nd position due to a very similar infraction. On that occasion, he was disqualified alongside Leclerc, which added even more pain for Ferrari. These errors did not stem from performance enhancements or experiments in ambiguous areas, but rather from basic compliance failures, one due to a poorly judged setup that allowed excessive ground scraping, and the other a miscalculation of the weight after replacing damaged components. These are the types of mistakes that top teams normally do not make, and certainly not both in the same weekend. After the race, the team director, Friedrich Vasseur, addressed the press describing the day as extremely painful and admitting that the team had made judgment errors, particularly in managing tire wear and the car's balance during the race. Vasseur was straightforward in stating that such mistakes were unacceptable at such a high level, and that internal reviews would be conducted to ensure they were not repeated. When informed of the disqualification, Lewis Hamilton received the news with calm but clear disappointment. Later, he commented that although the outcome was painful, he felt encouraged by the pace shown and believes that Ferrari has the potential to bounce back. Hamilton also noted that the car felt more connected this weekend than it had in Australia, which fills him with hope for the upcoming races. Charles Leclerc, on his part, expressed frustration by stating that the car felt light in the final stages of the race, but he never imagined it would fall below the weight limit. He added that, even though his team had followed the proper protocol in replacing the wing for the post-race weighing, the miscalculation of either the fuel or the component's weight proved to be unfortunate and costly. This double disqualification not only robs Ferrari of crucial points in both the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships, but also turns their weekend into utter chaos. What could have been a strong recovery, especially after the performance in Australia, transformed into a blow to morale and a logistical headache. Rival teams such as Mercedes, McLaren, and even Aston Martin immediately capitalized on the situation. Esteban Ocon climbed to 5th position, Lance Stroll reached 9th, and Carlos Sainz managed to get into the points. What does this mean moving forward? The pressure on Ferrari to refine their execution is now enormous. The team has been improving its pace, Hamilton is adapting more with each race, and Leclerc has shown consistent speed and composure. However, at this level, speed alone is not enough. Precision, attention to detail, and flawless execution are just as vital as outright performance. Competing against teams like Red Bull, McLaren, and Mercedes in such a fiercely contested season means that every millimeter, every gram, and every strategic decision matters. Ferrari cannot afford any more self-inflicted errors if it truly wishes to contend for any of the championships this year. What happened in China is a reminder that Formula One is not only about what happens on the track, it is also about what occurs behind the scenes, in the garage, in the configuration spreadsheets, and in the technical inspection room. The race weekend is a complete operation, and every part must work in perfect harmony. Although devastating, these disqualifications can serve as a warning. If Ferrari can learn from the events in Shanghai, strengthen their internal checks, improve their planning under pressure, and fine-tune their execution in various conditions, this episode might become a turning point rather than a setback. For Hamilton, it is disheartening to see a valuable haul of points lost due to a technical detail beyond his control. Though bitter, his experience and mindset will surely turn this disappointment into focus and motivation, as he has overcome controversies and penalties that have decided championships before. For Leclerc, the setback is also significant, as after fighting hard, managing damage, and progressing into the top 5, his effort was nullified by a weight miscalculation. Both drivers will undoubtedly transform their frustration into fuel for future battles. Ferrari now faces a critical test of its structure and leadership. Frederic Vasseur will need to ensure a swift and effective response, not only by correcting the technical flaws, but also by reinforcing a culture of excellence in every detail. From pre-race procedures, configuration adjustments, post-damage protocols, to compliance reviews, the margin for error is shrinking with every race, and this type of mistake cannot become a pattern. Leave your opinion in the comments about this double disqualification. Do you think it was an isolated weekend of chaos, or does it reveal a deeper problem within Ferrari's operations? Are Hamilton and Leclerc justified in their faith in this project, or do you believe this might mark the beginning of tougher times? And most importantly, will Ferrari be able to recover quickly enough to remain in the title fight? Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and activate all notifications to stay updated on every dramatic twist in this season of Formula One, one of the most unpredictable and intense in recent years, filled with disqualifications, technical controversies, and fierce battles at every turn. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.